Welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium, the AA State Championship game. Right now, we're in front 6-0 over Bluefield as we get ready to start the third quarter. I'm Scott Grayson alongside Dave Weekly, and we're glad to have you here with us. The Super 6 weekend getting off to a great start, a defensive struggle for both teams. As we said, we're up 6-0, and as you see Fred Simon there getting his team ready for the second half. Bluefield's had great opportunities in this game, unable to cash in on them as they've had great field position. Weir cashing in on a great possession that they got a nice touchdown run from Josh Smith, 36 yards. That's the only score in this game.
You know, Scott, when you think about it, there's no reason for Bluefield to panic. They're only down 6-0, and for the seniors on this Bluefield team, they've been to the state championship game every year. So they're used to coming to Wheeling. They're used to winning. Eric Meek, what a huge win that would be for Weir if they could bring this one home. We mentioned it in the first half. This has already been a successful weekend in the Ohio Valley. Steubenville was able to beat Columbus DeSales for the Ohio Division III championship earlier today. Steubenville Central is going for a championship tomorrow. Wheeling Central is going for the West Virginia Class Single A championship tomorrow night. It's quite a weekend of prep football here in Wheeling this weekend. Short kick, pooch kick by the Beavers. Fielded at the 17-yard line. Shooting through there and breaking tackles before he's brought down is Corey Lyons. And Lyons is brought down at the 39-yard line, 43-yard kick, and a good return. So that's good field position for Weir. Weir won the toss. They deferred to the second half.
Fans have heard a lot of talk about momentum, and no matter what sport you're talking about, when you talk about football, going into the halftime with momentum is obviously a big thing. And for Weir, they went into the halftime with a lot of momentum after some great pass plays, great catches by Jason Gatto. Now let's see if they can carry that momentum forward as they got the ball first here in the second half.
Well, Weir had a big opportunity to pad their lead at the end of the first half, and now they'll go at it again. Here's Smith, and Smith is brought down as he reaches the 46-yard line, so that's a gain. Check that, the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it is the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And Smith has the only score in this game tonight, a 36-yard touchdown run. It came early in the second quarter.
A moment of concern for Weir fans in the first half when Smith went down with what looked like an ankle injury. I think his ankle looks like it's pretty good. They must have worked on it at halftime. Looks like he's got some push off that back in the second half.
2nd down and 3. And they'll ride the tailback again. Good blocking for Lyons. He's got the first down. He's into Bluefield territory at the 44-yard line. How about seeing Quincy Wilson at halftime? How terrific was that?
That's got to be a great thrill for these Weir players. Definitely for all the fans around here to see a guy like that come back. And really up until this year, he held quite a few records in the state. Josh Culbertson taking his name away from that now. But Quincy Wilson, definitely a great player, great for the sport, great ambassador. And of course, he's back in town because he's a member of the Cincinnati Bengals playing in Pittsburgh this Sunday.
That's a huge game on Sunday. Quincy was at the Wayne game last weekend. So it's not like he just came home. He followed him all the way down into Wayne last week. Here's Smith and spinning, and he takes it down to the 35-yard line, and that is close to another first down. This may be close enough to measure. Just another point about Quincy Wilson. You know, you look back to that game in 1998 when DuPont lost to Weir 20-17. Everybody wants to talk about what Quincy Wilson did that weekend. Of course, that was the same weekend J.R. House had 10 touchdown passes to lead Nitro past Morgantown High School. But in that 20-17 win over DuPont, Tremaine Strotter fumbled at the goal line for the Panthers. That could have been a completely different story if he had scored that touchdown. That would have been a championship for DuPont. All right, this is Lyons, and Lyons has got the corner, and he is into the red zone, and Weir is threatening again. They're winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
That's a great point, Dave. They are definitely doing that. And the offensive line for Weir just totally taking Bluefield out of the way. Now let's check out some of the stats in this game. Nothing jumps out at you in this game so far. Not penalties, not turnovers, not first downs. What it is taking advantage of what you're given. Weir did that in the first half. Bluefield did not.
Yeah, the only thing that really stands out there, I think Fred Simon would tell you that he would expect more than 55 rushing yards and a half.
Yeah, absolutely right, Dave.
And here we go, and it's Smith. They try a little cross buck action, and he really can't get rolling. And it's Matthew Carter who made the stop. Carter and Hurt have really played well on the defensive line tonight for Bluefield.
You know, a lot of the time, the guys who are carrying the ball get the recognition. But as you pointed out a couple plays ago, the line is really what sets the tone in a game like this. Both teams are bringing 8 men to the line of scrimmage on defense. So it's really on the offensive line to get those guys into open territory.
Good opportunity to check Sperlaza as he hands off to Lyons. And Lyons is tripped up, or he may have scored in any. Set to start the 4th quarter of the West Virginia Class AA Championship game. Snow flurries on Wheeling Island. This is the Charter Communications Super 6 Championships. Weir with a 20-0 lead on the defending champs from Bluefield. A must-score possession right now going on for the Beavers, and they begin the 4th quarter with a handoff to Powell, and they try to go off the left side, and there is just nowhere to run.
Earlier in the game, we heard Powell talk about the touchdown he had last year and what that meant to him, and he just hasn't been able to get going tonight. You got to credit the Weir defense and the game plan with making sure somebody is around him at all times. He's broken off maybe one 10-yard run tonight, so Weir doing a great job of making sure he does not beat them.
Weir has 4 shutouts on the season, and to get one in the championship game, that would be sweet. 3rd down and 6. McClanahan on the rollout, lets it go, and that's a very dangerous pass. A lot of dark jerseys around the intended receiver, trying to get that football to Mark Page. He's really the big play wide receiver for Bluefield, but McClanahan was under duress, and it's 4th down.
McClanahan went over to the sideline, shaking one of his arms. He took a big hit on the play from Eric Hayden, and that forced him to get rid of the ball earlier than he wanted to. And again, the pressure defense by Weir has really kept Bluefield from doing what they want to do today.
It's interesting when you watch McClanahan run, he keeps that right hand in the pouch. So there's no question as to which arm he's using to throw the football. All right, it's 4th down and 6 for Bluefield at the Weir 27. A huge play in the game for both teams. It's a reverse. And Weir's got it snuffed out beautifully. Just nowhere to go for Maurice Jordan. He's dragged down, and a flag is down. And is this a face mask penalty?
I believe it is a face mask penalty, and you do have to question the call on that play, because you're looking for a big play, but is 3rd down really the time that you want to run a reverse? The 4th down, excuse me. So costly penalty here, possibly, if it's a face mask.
And it is a face mask penalty pending against Weir.
The difference here is if it's a 5-yard variety, it is not an automatic 1st down. If it's a 15-yard face mask penalty, it wouldn't have given him the 1st down by yardage, but it would by automatic 1st down.
Here's the call.
Personal foul, face mask on the black, still 4th down.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm corrected on that play. I thought that a personal foul is an automatic 1st down.
All right, so this is going to be marked off from the point in which the infraction occurred. So it was 4th down and 6. This will be 4th down and 9. The line of scrimmage is the Weir 30. So this is still no walk in the park. McClanahan, 3-step drop, looking, throwing long to the end zone. Pass is intercepted. Gatto's got it in the end zone. Gatto's doing a little bit of everything tonight for Weir.
I'm sorry, Dave. Yeah, he's doing a great job. The ball goes in the air. It seems like he's going to be under it, whether it's offense or defense. And let's take another look at this play. I do like the play call here. You might as well go for the home run. Try to get your team fired up. It is man-to-man, and Gatto reads it the whole way. Put himself again between the receiver and the ball. He makes the catch, and that is a big turnover in that one. Again, we talked about turnovers. That's now 3 for Bluefield.
Yeah, 3 big turnovers. So they were intending that pass for Page, and Gatto says, hey, turn the page. I've got the ball. 19th interception of the year for Weir. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Following the touchback, again, they'll start out of the I formation. Here's Smith. He's run for a touchdown. He's caught a touchdown tonight. Oh, he's drilled as he reaches the line of scrimmage. A little frustration. Sean Brooks stands him up and then buries him. Textbook tackle.
That was a very good tackle, because Josh Smith has proven that he can take the initial hit and keep rolling. And this time what you got to do is square up on him. Watch the tackle right here. Squares up on him and drives him backwards. Not try to arm tackle him there. Used his body and his weight. Good job.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. And the Red Riders would love to milk a little clock here if they could. And they'll keep that ball on the ground, and they will keep that clock running.
That's exactly right. I was just about to mention that. You will not see Weir throw a pass now unless it's 3rd down and long, and in that case, they even may not throw it then too, because they've still shut out Bluefield. So even if Bluefield got the ball back, they need to score on 3 different possessions at this point.
That's tough, the way that Weir's defense has played tonight. That was the first carry of the night for Buffo.
3rd down, 7.
Michael Buffo got a chance to carry the football that time. How about Brandon Sperlaza, 3 years starting quarterback. His last game at Weir, he'd love to go out with a state championship. Here comes Smith, and he is high-stepping it again. Great moves. He's into the open field, and he's got the corner. It's a foot race now. Inside the 20, inside the 10, end zone, touchdown Weir.
Wow. I mean, what can you say? Wow. I mean, Josh Smith, and look at him. He used everything he had. You can see him start running out of gas there. The man is out of breath, but he's going to go to the sideline for a well-deserved blow. Josh Smith has taken this game by the arm and taken it for himself and shown that Weir is going to win this game because of Josh Smith. That man has proven to be a big factor in this ball game.
Smith gets a high five from Quincy Wilson on the sidelines. Quincy, we'll get down memory lane in a minute, but Smith is the man tonight. 77 yards on the touchdown run.
Fred Simon now trying to get something going from his guys. He wants to see them at least finish the game strong, and credit him for not quitting on his team here. He's still yelling at him, and that's good to see. Fred Simon, certainly Bluefield having a great season, and unfortunate to see it going this way.
Sperlaza is able to gun it in there to Gatto, so they connect for the 2-point conversion for the 2nd consecutive time after the touchdown. Josh Smith, it's your world. We are just living in it. Weir 26, Bluefield nothing. That 2-point pass attempt for the 2-pointer was actually incomplete, but now it's time to check our Charter DVR rewind play of the game.
And it was that last play, Dave. You see him get over his own man there, and it was really gone. There was some question as to whether he'd be caught at the end, but Josh Smith has run with a lot of determination, a lot of confidence tonight, and he's now over 200 yards rushing in this game. That was a 77-yard touchdown. He found open space, and the rest was history.
He is long gone.
Something to watch now, too. We've talked about Bluefield and the history with these two teams. Bluefield's got him in the past. Right now, Weir, they're going to beat him at all. Beating him in the championship game would be sweet.
Across the 30 and up near the 34-yard line.
Josh Smith going back out onto the field to do some more work. It's a short time to catch a blow after a 77-yard run, but what a game that young man is having. Josh Smith doing a great job tonight. He's a senior, and he's going to go out with a bang. 214 yards rushing, 3 total touchdowns. One of them was receiving. 17 rushes, 214 yards. I think Quincy Wilson would sit there and pat that man on the back for sure.
Yeah, I think he already has, actually. 17 carries, 214, and 3 TDs. Nicely done. All right, a little over 9 minutes to go, and now the game plan, the ball control game plan for Bluefield has to go out the window. They've got to get something up, and on first down, they go to the fullback, and Carter punishes people, but that takes precious time off the clock as he reaches up to the 48-yard line.
Head coach Fred Simon on the Bluefield sideline now. Things have gone his way so many times in the past to win state championships. They are the defending state champs.
That's right.
And at this point, I think he's really got to challenge his players to look at one possession at a time. They've really got to just get a score here before they can think about trying to get 26 points.
Yeah, Bluefield has won 8 straight playoff games. Again, it's the fullback. And he has the first down at the 46-yard line, so that will move the chains. And what a lot of success. I mean, we're talking about a team that's been in the finals 4 years in a row, 7 trips to the finals in the last 11 years. They have dominated this class. They don't have a lot of state championship wins, though, for all that many trips into Wheeling for the championship game.
And that's what you want. I mean, if you're going to get here, you definitely want to win the game. And right now, they need to look at just getting some points on the board.
Again, 3 consecutive plays. They go to Carter. Scott, let's take a look at what's going on in the handoff from McClanahan. Check the form here.
Watch how quick they get it to him, too. I mean, it's in the pocket. He grabs it, and look at the hole. I mean, when you get it.
Yeah, he's backhanding the ball to the fullback.
That is unconventional, to say the least. But, hey, at this point, if it's going to pick up yardage, they'll take it.
Stas Haller, our director and producer tonight, picked up on that. That is very unusual. Well, you knew that eventually, if they kept giving the ball to Carter, that the Weir defense would pick up on it. Clock continues to run, and the clock is definitely the ally of Weir right now.
Weir has really brought the hammer tonight to Wheeling to make sure that they make sure their presence is felt on the defensive side of the ball. There have been a lot of great hits tonight, and Weir has certainly provided most of them. You got to wonder at some point when they're going to go to the pass here. Time is an issue.
Snow flurries being a little bit more prevalent now, trying to bounce it outside is Powell. Powell spins away from one tackler. Boy, he's in the pinball machine. Finally, the whistles blow, and they'll give him forward progress to the 38-yard line. For more on Josh Smith, who's the man of the night for Weir, let's send it down to Jared.
Guys, they call Josh Smith Smitty. That is his nickname, and they say he is nothing less than a gamer. He can run for a 3-yard run, or he can run for a 70-yard run like you just saw a couple of plays ago. They say that's the type of player he is, hard-nosed, willing to put it all on the line. And right after he just had that huge touchdown run, coaches came over and asked him, can you go defense? He shook his head, yes. Teammates say, hey, that's just what kind of player he is, and he's really shown, and he's leaving it all out on the table tonight, guys.
All right, Jared, and I think it's a good time to go ahead and say that Josh Smith is our People's Federal Credit Union Player of the Game. People's Federal Credit Union is located in Nitro and in Eleanor. Josh Smith, 214 rushing yards, 7 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and plays defense too. McClanahan on the rollout, incomplete. And Smith was around the football. You know, McClanahan, it's really odd. He rolled to the right, but really seems like he's more comfortable when he rolls to the left, and that's kind of odd.
That is definitely odd for a right-handed quarterback, they really got to get something going. You got to go downfield now. Those stuff over the middle is really not going to help them anything either. They got to throw it up where they got man-to-man coverage down one of the sidelines, because Weir is playing them man-to-man on the outside.
Trying to get something going there on the sidelines. A little rally. The high school equivalent of the rally cap.
And again, I'm surprised that they are not throwing the ball more here for Bluefield, excuse me. Down by this much, the clock continues to tick. They're down 26-0. It's almost like they've said, well, we're not going to win the game, but we're going to try not to be shut out and just focus on this one possession.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of frustrating and for Bluefield fans, and I'm sure it's frustrated for the team as well. But sometimes you can't really change horses in midstream. You know, this is their offense.
True.
3rd and 20. McClanahan feeling the heat, escapes the pocket. I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage when he sent that one down the field, nearly intercepted. That pass was almost intercepted by Jordan Taflin.
There is a flag down, and I think you're exactly right. I was thinking the same thing as you said it, Dave. He was right by that stick, and I think if he let it go half a step sooner, he would have been okay. You see Taflin a little shaken up on the play. The man did a great job of getting in front of that pass to knock it down.
And this penalty will go against Bluefield.
You can sense the atmosphere in this stadium, Dave, right now. The Weir side, they've got a ton of fans here because they're pretty close. And their fans are on their feet. They're cheering, they're yelling, and they're screaming. They're happy. Of course, why not? They're up 26-0. But you look across the field, and the crowd's beginning to thin out. Bluefield fans have come. They've seen their team play, and it's not looking so good. And there you see a man injured right now.
Eric Hayden coming off the field. I'm not sure if he's cramped up or what the situation is. The Weir lost 2 players. He's going right to the locker room.
He is a senior. Wonder how much it hurts when he knows he's going to get a state championship on top of it if things continue this way.
Needed a couple of teammates to remove him from the field. Clock stopped for the moment. You know, yeah, how about capri pants on a night like this? That's a tough look. You got to be a real man to pull that off.
And he's not the only one, as you see.
That's right. It's the look for Weir.
But when you're winning 26-0, I'm sure it feels like Miami to those guys right now.
That's right.
The snowflakes have been falling like this all night long, too. Really an interesting, nice little atmosphere for what you'd expect for a state championship game.
4th and 23. 4 wide, trips to the left for Bluefield, and forget it. Meet you at the quarterback. Quentin Smith led the charge for the Red Riders of Weir.
Another senior. The seniors have done a great job. Look, that look says it all right there by the head coach for Bluefield, Fred Simon. He's been trying to get anything going, and Weir has done an excellent job of stopping Bluefield. I'm surprised and impressed, amazed, insert the adjective here, that they've shut out Bluefield tonight.
Yeah, it has been a surprise. But you know what? You take a look at Bluefield. They started the season with 2 losses. They ended the regular season with 2 losses. They got on a roll in the playoffs. For an 11th seed to make it to the championship game, you can definitely say that Bluefield maxed out this year. They did the best they could with their talent. That ball is loose, and it's recovered by Bluefield. Powell comes up with a fumble recovery.
It's interesting, Dave, to me, when you look at Bluefield's roster, they are not senior heavy. As you mentioned, I think that they did maximize the season. They got a lot out of this. And when you talk about how many of these kids are going to be returning next year, that's important for Fred Simon to take away from this. That let's build on this experience, and they've been here before as younger kids, and see what they can do with it next year as well. They will not lose too many seniors.
All right, so the procedure penalty was refused. The ball will go over. Bluefield has the ball at the 34-yard line. Let's send it down to Jared, who's got more on Eric Hayden, who just left the field moments ago.
Guys, you saw teammates carry Eric Hayden onto the sideline. He said he just re-sprained an ankle. He re-injured it in the first week of the postseason, but he says it's nothing to worry about. Nothing that pain of the championship title can't take away when it looks like we're just secured right now.
Right. Thank you, Jared. That pass was intercepted by Davidson. It was fumbled in the end zone and recovered for a Weir touchdown.
I think that play says it all for how things have gone for Bluefield tonight. That was as bizarre a play as I may have ever seen. Watch this. The ball is tipped, and yeah, pay attention. You look for it, and well, we got it. Great concentration to come up with it, and then nice effort to get to the end zone. But again, Bluefield has not had anything go their way. The ball bounces funny ways, and just lost the handle before he got in, and the only guy running for the ball is from Weir.
And the ball was recovered by Jason Lurch. So Davidson will be credited with the interception and the return. Give Lurch the touchdown on the fumble recovery in the end zone. Add it all up, it's Weir 32, Bluefield nothing.
That was a bizarre play, and you can see right there the fact that Weir has not stopped putting pressure on this game, and that's important. I mean, right now, this team wants a shutout badly for everything that's happened in this rivalry that we've talked about throughout the game. Weir wants this game. They want the shutout. They want to win this title the way it's going right now, and you can see that and feel that in the atmosphere in the crowd between what's going on the sidelines and in the stands.
You know, Scott, we talked about it early in the third quarter. We had a feeling, after sitting on 6-0 for the longest time, that this game was going to break open, and it's done that.
It definitely has, and I continue to go back to the first half, the first quarter, when Bluefield spent most of the quarter in Weir territory, and they've come up with a goose egg.
Going for 2, it's Smith trying to make the corner, and he will do so easily. He just keeps adding to his resume. He's already the player of the game. Weir converts the 2-point conversion. It's 34-0. We're back to Wheeling in a moment. Well, we can tell you that Weir has definitely been focused tonight. The Red Riders closing in on a state championship, leading 34-0 over the Bluefield Beavers. The Bluefield Beavers made the 285-mile trip to Wheeling Island Stadium tonight in hopes of repeating as Class AA champs, but right now it looks like that championship is going to belong to Weir, and it'll be the second Northern Panhandle team to get a championship in a day, with Steubenville already winning today in the Ohio Division III championships over Columbus DeSales.
We're doing a great job tonight. As you mentioned, the schedule they've played up here in the Panhandle, they've talked about that all week, and that has been something that appears to have really helped them prepare for this game. They came out motivated, fired up. They've played well, especially on defense, and they've continued to follow it out. That man, Josh Smith, doing a great job on offense. And this is all under a new first-year head coach. We're talking about Eric Meek, whose first season here now, met his team January 24th, and has taken them all the way now into what looks like a state championship.
Yeah, that's pretty good when you win a state championship in your first year on the bench.
That usually gets you renewed or a contract extension. People tend to like that,
well,
yes.
In high school, maybe that'll get him a better parking spot.
Yeah, I'll take it. I think he'll take it.
Short kick to the 21-yard line. And the return is out to the 24, a short return by Sean Brooks.
We talked about momentum earlier in this game, especially coming out in the second half. It was 6-0 at that point. Weir got the ball to start the second half. They moved downfield, and since then, really, momentum has been on this sideline, on the near sideline here for Weir. The momentum, the atmosphere, the determination, they've really had it all going tonight.
And the defense especially. The defense. I mean, Smith is the story. He's the headline guy. He'll be the guy that you'll see in your papers tomorrow running into the end zone. But the defense has really been there tonight for Weir. And Weir has been trying all night long, rather Bluefield's been trying all night long to get the ball to Page, and there he makes a catch.
Again, you see the defense here. I'll tell you right now, I'm sure they've talked about it on the sideline as this began to become more of a reality, that goose egg continues to be up there for Bluefield. This defense wants this shutout, and you can see that by how aggressively they're still going after the ball.
Weir, no team has outscored them in the second half this season.
Wow.
So they got the wake-up call at halftime. McClanahan with the pass. Oh, that was nearly a pick six by Gatto. Gatto had that one in his sights, and he would have scored easily.
Gatto's done a great job, both offensively and defensively. He's got an interception tonight, a big interception deep in their own territory. And he's made some great catches on offense and done a nice job there breaking up that pass. He smelled 6 before he had the ball.
How about that drive late in the first half where Gatto had 3 catches that led to Weir getting down at the goal line. They could not convert, but you could almost sense they were ready for a breakout. They led 6-0 at the half, and now have really come on strong. Trying to put the finishing touches on. Ball is dropped, picked up by Lyons, who's going to take it to the house for another Weir touchdown. Another defensive touchdown scored by the Red Riders.
You talk about defense coming up to play here, and again, they really want this game badly still at this point to keep going, to keep that goose egg up there. Corey Lyons right all over that play. Take another look at this one. Corey Lyons coming in from the right side. Yeah, look what I found, and that's not good enough. He picks it up, and he's gone. Corey Lyons showing some speed there, getting into the end zone. Nice job by Weir all around. You can say this has been an all-around domination.
Weir has scored 2 defensive touchdowns in the last 18 seconds.
Wow.
2-point conversion try coming. Smith put it in on the sweep to the left the last time. This time they'll go right. And he will be stopped shy of the goal line. So with Weir leading 40-0 over Bluefield, we'll step away from Wheeling Island Stadium for a moment. Weir getting ready to put their name on the state championship trophy. We're coming back in a moment. Snow flurries falling here in Wheeling tonight, but on the Weir sideline, they're not feeling anything except elation. A domination tonight in the second half over Bluefield, and on the Beaver sideline, Fred Simon. Reality starting to set in over there. It's 40-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and the turnovers have been a big story. Bluefield with 5 of them, including 2 converted into Weir defensive touchdowns in the last 18 seconds.
I've talked about it a couple different times. Head coach Eric Meek for Weir has pointed out that he had to win the turnover margin tonight and proved to be a man of his word. He's done that, and his team has got a 40-0 lead.
Short kick to the 18-yard line. And for the moment, it looked like Brooks was going to be able to break it out and he'll take it back to the 40-yard line. So Bluefield would love to get a score on the board tonight before they wrap this thing up. Been a dominating performance for Weir. Here's the sophomore, McClanahan. Not his best night, but something tells me that he's going to have a lot of terrific moments at Mitchell Stadium before his career with Bluefield is finished. And
could have some terrific moments in this stadium before his career is finished.
That's right.
As well. They certainly have the ability to get back here in the future while he's still there. As you mentioned, a sophomore, great experience to get here. And this is something that will hurt and stick with them throughout the next couple trips if they can get here.
First down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Going to go to the tailback. And breaking tackles is Brooks. And Brooks will take it to the Weir 45-yard line for a gain of 15. They'll move the chains. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Scott, we'd be remiss if we didn't say what terrific support we get here from the SSAC, the governing body of West Virginia high school sports, from the city of Wheeling, who just do a marvelous job with this championship. The city really does a terrific job with this championship weekend.
Yeah, there's a reason that it's been here for 12 seasons, and there's no sign of it stopping that, because the people here are great. The community surrounds this. It loves having this event. The people here at the stadium, as you mentioned, do a great job of hosting us and everybody else who comes to this game, the fans. It's really a great environment for football, great entertainment for everybody, and yeah, they do a great job. And that's a great shot of the snowfall falling here.
All right, we've got an injured player for Weir down, and that'll give us an opportunity to check our West Virginia wireless call of the game, and it took place on a pass. Smith had the big runs for the touchdowns, but here Sperlaza finds him in the back of the end zone. Good call.
Absolutely great call, because they had run the ball the couple plays before that. They did a play fake, as you saw at the beginning of that play. And then Sperlaza did a great job of buying himself time, rolling out, letting Smith settle in the corner of the end zone, and he hit him there. That was a great call of the game, and that was a big touchdown, too, at that point.
So Sperlaza making the decision not to run, but rather to throw to his best friend tonight, Mr. Smith. That is our West Virginia wireless call of the game. Snow is picking up, and that's sending some of the folks to the exits trying to get off the island. But the Weir fans, they don't want to leave.
And they shouldn't. I think it makes for a perfect picture-perfect time to have this game go down. And if it stays like this makes for some memorable pictures of getting your championship trophy, winning it. And, I mean, hats off to Weir. They've done a great job.
They really have. They've had a terrific season, and they're wrapping it up right now. And we're going to have a big day tomorrow. We've got 2 more games tomorrow coming in the West Virginia High School Football Championship. We'll detail that in a moment. First and 10 from the 45. Alan Carter. You know, Bluefield had a tough night. But Alan Carter put the smack down on some people tonight. He's impressive.
He is your prototypical fullback. He takes the ball, goes right up the gut, takes a few hits, and gets that weight going forward. He'll move for a good 5 yards per carry. He will not break one. He will take you 5 yards at a time, and he'll make you pay the price every single time.
He is large and in charge. 5 yards, second down and 5 from the 40. Nowhere to go that time for Sean Brooks. You know, we know that the coverage of the West Virginia Super 6 is on a variety of media outlets, so let's go ahead and talk about that just a little bit. Tomorrow's games on Charter Cable, the AAA game at noon is live. And tomorrow night, the A championship game comes along at 9 p.m. Tomorrow on WTRF TV 7 in Wheeling, Steubenville, the championship game will be played on tape delay at 11:30 on WBOY. Scott, that's your homies.
Oh, yeah.
The Class AAA game will be live at noon tomorrow, and I would imagine there'll be more than a few Morgantown fans tuning in.
I'm expecting this place to be packed, possibly standing room only. This is the matchup everybody's been waiting for in AAA, and I know I'm excited to see that one as well. You talk about 40 points on the board here for Weir. I didn't expect either team to get maybe that high tonight. Tomorrow with Nitro and Morgantown, I think we could see some crooked numbers on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. And let's not sell the Class Single A game short tomorrow night.
Not at all.
I mean, that can Williamstown cap an undefeated season with a championship? You know they didn't want to play Wheeling Central. Wheeling Central, the 15th seed, they'll be playing here on their home field for a state championship again tomorrow night. 1st and 10 from the 21. Carter.
Just another note on what you were just talking about. Wheeling Central, a 15 seed, as you mentioned, they came so close to not even making it into the playoffs, let alone to this point. And that's a credit because as a 15 seed, you're going to play every game in the playoffs on the road. They've logged some frequent flyer miles getting around through the playoffs, and that's a credit to them to get here.
They really have. And when you talk about a team like Wheeling Central, a 15 seed, and Bluefield, we're seeing them tonight, a number 11 seed. I think playoff experience really counts for a lot.
And that's why I pointed out about all the younger guys playing for Bluefield right now. I fully expect them to be back here sometime in the next 2 years.
Powell on the carry to the 15-yard line, but not much more. And the clock continues to run, and we'll let you know that once the time clicks off and it'll be officially time to celebrate for Weir. We'll hope to get a quick comment from the head coach, Eric Meek, on what has been a Cinderella season for Weir.
You cannot say enough about the job he did. He took over a new job at the beginning of the year in 2005. It wasn't even something that happened in 2004, and he was able to ease into it. He talked about the determination his team had in the weight room this season to set up this run.
Well, they only had one loss this year, and it came to Class AAA John Marshall. McClanahan hit as he throws to the end zone. It's picked off again. Another interception, and that may seal the deal for the shutout in the championship game. DeJuan Smith, who just left the field a minute ago, back out there and comes up with the pick.
That is the 6th turnover by Bluefield tonight. And you turn the ball over, you're going to have a very hard time winning a football game, especially when you've done it 6 times. That's one thing I think you'll see Bluefield look at when they go back and try to rehash this game, is to think, wow, 6 turnovers. We had no shot doing that.
Yep, that's exactly right. It's hugs all around.
Josh Smith well deserving of a hug and maybe even more.
What a night he had. Final couple of plays. I can't imagine that Bluefield is going to call any timeouts in this situation. And Scott, you know, you got a couple of exceptions, and you always do in any state championship game. But for the seniors who are playing in this game, this is the last time they're going to play a competitive football game in their lives. And they may not know it now, but they will be surprised decades from now how many times they will reference this game.
Yeah,
and it's going to draw guys together in the future, teammates and opponents, in ways they can't even imagine.
No, you're exactly right. That is the best way to put it. These guys will remember this for the rest of their lives, and it stings so much for those seniors on Bluefield's roster. The seniors on Weir, it is that sweet to experience a state championship game. This will be something that you will never forget.
Corey Lyons, we saw him a moment ago. He's had a big night, 2 touchdowns. Had a touchdown run and returned a fumble for a score. Seems apropos if this is the last snap of the game that Smith really got it going with his touchdown run early in the 2nd quarter. And that may just be the last snap, and you can hear the coach, hey, hold on. Oh, the ice bucket. You knew it was coming.
How cold do you think that feels tonight?
He's not feeling any pain at all. That is indeed the last snap of the game. What a dominating performance by Weir. They are your West Virginia Class AA champs, and they do it in style. They shut out the Bluefield Beavers in the final, winning 40-0.
Can't say enough about the job they did tonight, the preparation that went into this. They were clearly prepared for everything Bluefield would throw at them. The defense ready for anything that came their way. You got to credit Eric Meek and his staff for getting this team ready to play tonight. They wanted it from the beginning. You remember the little altercation, or what looked like one, before the coin toss.
That's right.
And from that moment, Weir really came out guns a-blazing. 6-0 at the half. They took control of it in the 2nd half. 34 points in the 2nd half.
What a run in the playoffs and through to the championship game where they win it. What a way to end the season. A 40-0 score in the final. Just an amazing performance. This was a game in the 1st half, no question about it. Bluefield had the big time of possession edge early. Weir turned Bluefield back time after time. The Beavers' first 4 possessions tonight ended in Weir territory. Weir got a 36-yard touchdown run from Smith. It was 6-0 at the break, and in the third quarter, it just broke wide open for the Red Riders, and they rolled to an easy 40-0 victory.
You take a look at some of the players you're seeing now, the elation on their faces, and this game began, as we mentioned, with some altercations, but sportsmanship so big and so important for kids at this point that they are shaking hands, they are saying good game to each other, and you see the respect from Bluefield too. They know they were beat tonight, and your new state champs in AA. Weird.
All right, Jared is standing by with the very happy head coach of the brand new West Virginia Class AA champs from Weir.
School and community in a first-class manner. We wanted to win the OVAC. We wanted to become a football family that believes in each other, and hopefully the lessons that these kids have learned this year and throughout their career, they can take the rest of their life. And now, starting tomorrow, them seniors get ready for the biggest game of all, a bigger game than tonight, the game of life. And they're tremendous kids. They deserve to be the champions.
Coach, describe this feeling right now for you personally. You got to be on top of the world.
It's fantastic. You know, great win, great victory. People are weird, you know, thanks for hanging in with us. We're going to have some fun tonight.
And that checklist you were just talking about, you completed every one of them. How proud are you of these guys right now?
I'll tell you what, it's hard to win a state championship, but, you know, that's the icing on the cake.
Congratulations, Coach Meek. All right, guys, there you have it. Coach Meek, 40-0, absolute domination by Weir tonight.
All right, Jared, thank you so much. And that's going to wrap up coverage of our first of 3 championship games this weekend from Wheeling Island Stadium. And there you see the hardware. The new champs in Class AA, the Red Riders from Weir. Bluefield unable to go back-to-back. Weir with a dominating performance. Scott, how about a final comment?
What really impresses me is the way they came out in the second half. Weir put the pedal to the metal and never let up. You got to wonder what Meek said to his team at halftime, because whatever he said, it worked. And they definitely deserved this state title. They came out when it mattered in the second half, took advantage of turnovers, and they really put it to Bluefield.
All right, so for Scott Grayson and Jared Fialco, who had our field story tonight, this is Dave Weekley saying thanks for watching tonight on Charter Communications and around the state of West Virginia. Weir is the new champs in West Virginia Class AA. See you tomorrow.